What is going on, Raider Nation? We are back with another special edition of Primo's Preview. We are going to be predicting the 2025 Las Vegas Raiders record. We're going to go game by game, and we're going to see what will be the Raiders record. Well, in my opinion, what will be the Raiders record by the end of the year. Will they make the playoffs? Will they not? Stay tuned for it. We're going to dive right in. But with that said, let's get it going. What is going on, you guys? We are back with Primo's Preview Special Edition. We have the 2025 Raiders record prediction, game by game prediction. We've been really discussing in the past few lives of what will be the Raiders record. We've been diving into this team with the corner room, with the defensive tackle position, defensive line, our quarterback or backup quarterback situation, the offensive line situation, just a lot of moving parts around this team. And we're going to go game by game and see I'm going to give you guys my prediction, what the Raiders record I think will be by the end of the year. But before we get into that, CGR is in the building. He says, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, CGR. Thank you. Yes, you guys, on the way in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share this around with anybody you know that loves talking football, loves Raiders football just as much as we do. Yes, we are going to break down the Raiders record. We're going to also talk about what has been going around in camp today. Salute to Sean Johnson. I'm going to shout him out. He's keeping me up to date with everything Raiders related. There is a lot to talk about, you guys, today, and we might have to do this in not two parts, but this may be a long live show. We'll see where we're heading. But let's start it off here, guys. The Trey Hendrickson news. I believe there was a report that came out that the Raiders were the front runners of the making Hendrickson a Raider trade going on. My opinion on this, guys, I think they do need to address the defensive end position, mainly because Malcolm Koonce, hasn't really been making any noise out there. And Tyree Wilson, he is slowly it seems he's getting better. I know I've been critic of him, but, going back and watching tape, like I said, as a run stopper, he is really good. Pass, I still want to see a little bit what he can bring to the table in regards to his pass rush. But I do like Tyree Wilson and where he has transcended, where he's taken his game. I do still think he needs to get moved to the inside. I believe he will do wonders on the inside if we do move him to the inside. That leaves, okay, where does Malcolm Koonce fit in? He hasn't been making any noise in the preseason. Well, I know I've said this too, but even being critical that it is still the preseason. Come regular season, let's see how he performs. But it is still, you're not hearing anything out of camp. He hasn't shown anything in preseason. So it is a cause for concern again for Malcolm Koonce. With that said, the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson, it does seem like they are heading to a divorce. Where will Trey play? Where will he end up? I don't know, but there's been a report out there that came from Hondo Carpenter. This is Jordan Asri on X. He says the Raiders are considered the quote-unquote front runners for Bengals superstar pass rusher Trey Hendrickson. An NFL executive told Hondo Carpenter. This is, and I quote, in a conversation with an NFL executive on Tuesday, I was informed. I have no doubt the Raiders are the front runners. Tom Brady and Mark Davis want to win now, and John Spytek has no fear when it comes to making bold moves. The kid, Hendrickson, is 30. That move is the mentality of Pete Carroll. He's not afraid of anything that could improve the team. It has, for my opinion on this, guys. I believe we'll see. I think the Raiders are going to wait till Saturday to really address or make any move for that matter. Like I talked about going and get a corner. We talked about it in the last show. Maybe going to get a corner like a Stephon Gilmore or Russell Douglas, or maybe James Bradbury. Take a chance on him, or you go make a trade for Tariq Woolen, see if the Seahawks want to, play ball with you. But I believe moves like these are not going to come after Saturday, or not or before Saturday's game. I think the Raiders are going to wait it out until Saturday's game, get through Saturday, focus on what they have now in building, and then if there is areas that we need to address that maybe it's not on the team, then yes, you can go explore for Trey Hendrickson, or I gotta bring it up, Michael Parsons or a Tariq Woolen, which I think would be a good option, is to bring in Tariq Woolen. Trey Hendrickson is likely going to be your cheaper option if we're talking about draft capital. I think you're going to sell the farm for Michael Parsons. Doesn't mean I don't want to trade for him. It's just things to consider. You are going to give up draft capital. How much? Maybe less than Trey Hendrickson. Maybe you give him another player. I was hearing a third-round pick and a player. That's what the Bengals, I think, want, which you could do. You could move on Malcolm Koonce and a third-round pick and get back Trey Hendrickson, which would be phenomenal for your defensive line. Pairing him with Max Crosby, especially in a division with Mahomes, Herbert, and Bo Nix, you got three coaches who love to utilize, really bring out the strengths in their quarterbacks. Hendrickson and Max Crosby will create fits for Mahomes, for Nix, for Herbert. So not against going to get Trey Hendrickson, but will the move happen like quickly because we're the front runners? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen quickly. I do think this is going to be a wait and see nation. This is just rumors that are coming out. I don't think anything is, I don't think things are heating up, per se. I think that there's probably talks happening behind the scenes. I don't know. This is, again, assuming based off the reports. Maybe there's talks going on behind the scenes, but is there a deal put in place? I don't think so. I think that's all it is. I think it's just talks. I think the Raiders are going to get through Saturday. We'll see what happens after that. For the once we cut down to the 53-man roster, it's going to be a wait and see. I believe with Hendrickson, with Parsons, though we're going to have first. We know with Cincy and Henderson, they're far off. Dallas, on the other hand, I think Jerry Jones just has to be straight up with himself, and he can't afford Parsons. He can't afford Parsons. If you guys have seen the Dallas Cowboys salary cap next year, unless they maybe restructure some contracts, let some guys go, they're going to be broke next season. I think they're projected to have $6 or $7 million in cap. That was based off, I think that was Spot Track that I got that from. But yeah, Dallas Cowboys, they're not going to have any money next season. So to see how they're going to pay Parsons is really going to be interesting. I don't think they're going to pay him because they can't pay him. I think they just need to let him go, or not cut him. Of course, you do want to trade. You do want to try to find a trade partner, but Jerry Jones just needs to stop being in his head, and reality needs to hit you. In other news, I know I'm going to get to our practice, and this is a guy that I was being very, very critical after the game against the Niners. I said that there wasn't really much to that he was leaving out, and it's Tyree Wilson. Raiders defense, this is coming from Jesse Merrick. Raiders defensive end Tyree Wilson just looks so much more comfortable at the podium today talking to us. He's coming off a good couple of days, but he seems like a different dude even from the last time we talked to him earlier in camp. He also did have, I think it was 2 sacks he had today. Vinny B said the light really seems to be coming on for Tyree Wilson. He looks more comfortable, more decisive, more confident, and flat out faster than at any point in his Raiders career. Again, this is going in camp. I'm going to believe what the beat writers are saying here. They're the, people seeing it firsthand. But from what I've seen on film from Saturday's game against the Niners, he is a good run stopper, great run defender on the edge. When it comes to passing downs, though, on the edge, he still has he relies on that bull rush. Now, that bull rush was on full display when he got moved to the interior. and he won his reps on the interior during passing plays with that bull rush. He even helped Malcolm Koonce come from underneath and had a clean shot on the quarterback. I would love Tyree to get moved on to the inside. I think he can elevate his game in the pass rushing ability if he's on the inside. Of course, he's going from defensive end to defensive tackle. He is going to still, that's a position he's going to have to learn. But I believe the ceiling is more high for Tyree Wilson at the defensive tackle position than at the end. Can he stay as a great run stopper on the defensive tackle position? We'll see. We'll see. Maybe you could kick him out back to the edge during obvious running downs on first down or like second and short, obvious running downs. Possibly you could put him on the edge. But I would love to see him get more reps on the interior. The little that I've seen of the reps on the interior that he took, he flashed out there. I can't lie. He flashed out there. And I'm happy to see that for Tyree Wilson. This is a guy that has been getting a lot of criticism since he came to the Raiders. People have marked him as a bust, and we all hope the best for Tyree Wilson. I'm not expecting a lot out of him this season, but 6 to 7 sacks, that would be a plus for me if Tyree can put 6 to 7 sacks this year. Will that earn him a fifth year option? We'll see. We'll see where the Raiders are at. Let me see if there's any other notes that I missed going through here. Let me see more about Hendrickson. Let me see. I don't think there's much other than that Tyree Wilson was really also NFL rumors, you guys. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but the Packers and the Bills reportedly have made trade offers to the Cowboys for Michael Parsons. We don't know if obviously the Cowboys probably rejected it. We don't know if the Cowboys heard it. We don't know what the deal was or what it looked like. We just know this has come from NFL rumors on X that the Packers and the Bills reportedly have made a trade offer for Cowboys Michael Parsons. What did they offer? We don't know. Let me see if there's anything that I'm missing. I don't think I am. I think it was just Tyree Day, I think. But let me get into the chat. I know I haven't really haven't acknowledged the chat yet. I got CGR in the building. We got Chronicles in the building. 8-9 is an improvement. I'm looking at the schedule, and 9-8 to 10-7 is doable. And I'm going to bring it up soon here, Chronicles. Just want to get some Raiders news out of the way, some camp news out of the way, and then we'll be bringing the schedule up. Chewy's in the building. We salute to my guy. Wait till the cut wire and see if there's anything worth poaching or steal a practice squad player. I think that's where they're at, Chronicle. I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to get through Saturday, get through that game, and they're going to see what players do we have that we can keep, and then what are players on other teams that are being let go that we can probably snag up. CGR Primos, who do you think is a good candidate for us to bring in at cornerback? I've been pounding the table for Tariq Woolen. That's a trade that has to happen. Of course, we can't bring him. It's not a free agent. I would just love to be bringing Tariq Woolen. I was hearing that him and the Seahawks are kind of having a dysfunction with their relationship. If you could bring Tariq Woolen in I think that does tremendous help for the cornerback room. Another corner, Russell Douglas. You could possibly bring him in. I talked about Stephon Gilmore. I know he's more on the older side, but that's an agent. That's a vet. That's a veteran presence in the corner room that can teach these young guys, some techniques to help them. Especially imagine what it could do CGR for Darian Porter, a guy who's learning the corner position on the fly, who was a wide receiver in college. If you bring a veteran like a Stephon Gilmore that can help Darian Porter out with his technique, I think that does wonders for you. But Rasul Douglas, Woolen, Stephon Gilmore, maybe just like for that veteran presence, I would like that. Salute to Sean. He says Hondo even said Trey Henderson isn't imminent. Yeah, I don't. That's where I'm at, Sean. I think, like I said, let's get through Saturday. I think even as a fan base, let's get through Saturday. Let's get through the cuts once they cut the roster down to 53, and we'll see where the Raiders are at. I think they are going to ride this team until Saturday, and if they need to make some trades out there for maybe a Trey Hendrickson or a Micah Parsons or a Tariq Woolen or signing some guys off the free agency, then that's not going to happen until either likely after the 53-man roster is official. Chronicles, Jerry is making our moves in the later years. Man, yeah, I didn't really watch football like that. I did watch football a little bit during Al's later years when he was still alive, but in regards to like business moves, I wasn't really connected like that. I mean, I was like really young. I was like in my like early teens. I wasn't following football like that. But if it's anything like what Jerry's doing now, damn. But anyways, you guys, are y'all ready to bring this schedule up? Let's bring the schedule up. Got the schedule right here. So week 1, you guys, we are going to open with on the road against the New England Patriots. We got a former Raiders head coach on the other side, offensive coordinator now, Josh McDaniels. That is the, like I said, offensive coordinator. And I tell people this all the time, that people just like, oh, we're going to beat them because Josh McDaniels is ass and his offense is ass. I'm telling you right now, his offense is not a cakewalk when he is just calling offensive play calls. When he is not the head coach and he is just an offensive coordinator, his offense will kill you. And I've seen it. We're not the Bills, you guys. We're not the Chiefs where, yeah, we can go into Foxborough and blow them out. No, this defense has a lot of holes. Can the offense go toe-to-toe with the Patriots defense? I think so. I do believe the Patriots defense did get better. They definitely invested into that defense heavily this offseason, getting a Robert Spillane, getting a Carlton Davis from the Lions. They brought in Milton Williams from the Eagles. They also brought in wide receiver Stephon Diggs on the offensive side of the football to give Drake May a true number one receiver. They also drafted Will Campbell to give Drake May a little bit of some protection, which he needed big time comparing to last year. And then they also drafted Trayvon Henderson, who's having an amazing preseason start to his career. So, and they also went out and got Harold Landry III. They did sign him to bolster that pass rush. And you got Mike Vrabel taking over after Jerod Mayo was there for one season. You got Mike Vrabel taking over the reins at the New England Patriots. Now, we are on the road. It is a 10 a.m. kickoff time. And, most times the Raiders don't play well when it's a 10 a.m. kickoff time. But I want to say I'm going to mark this down as a win, you guys. I'm going to mark this down as a win because I believe the Raiders offense just has a little bit more than what the Patriots have. I think Geno and Brock, we've seen what that connection is going to display. Then Jacoby, sure hands, he's going to be fired up going against, this is, I think, his first time back in New England since leaving the team. Second time playing against the Patriots. So I'm really excited to see what I'm excited to see Geno and the Jacoby connection, and then Genty. I think what is going to come down to, you guys, against the Patriots is the running game. I say that because you got Ramondre Stevenson and Trayvon Henderson on the other side of the football that could run down the Raiders' throats. And I say that because the first week against the Seahawks, I believe it was the starters out there, they couldn't really stop the Seahawks run game. Now, last week against the Niners, they did perform well, up and down from the starters to the backup stopping the run, but still a problem, you guys, is those missed tackles. You cannot miss tackles against Ramondre Stevenson. You cannot miss tackles against Trayvon Henderson. These are two running backs that if you give them the open field, they will kill you. They will take it 70 yards to the house. They will take it 80 yards to the house. You got to bring them down. The tackling has to be better against week 1. That will be one of the reasons why the Raiders will lose against the Patriots is if they cannot get their tackling straight. So I marked that down as a win. We are so we start off the year 1-0. And I'm also saying that because I got cousins that are Patriots fans, and man, I would love to just rub it in their face that we are starting off the season whooping that Patriot ass. And also because we got Brady on our side, man, it would just be so sweet to open the season up beating the Patriots. Let me see. Real quick. We got Ben Bad in the building. Salute to Ben Bad. We got Billy Davis also in the building. Huey P is in the building. We got our guy, Wasted Talent. Primo, hey, salute to you, Wasted. Hope is all well. Also, fire shows. The shows have been fire lately. I've been tuning in before I get home from work because it's funny because Graph and them usually go live when I'm at work. But so I'll be having to catch the replays where I just pop in and be like, hey, I'm driving, still listening in though. Let me see real quick. And then Alex M, he's in. I would like Douglas on the team as well. Yeah, I also do want to see. I think, you know what's crazy, Alex? I think we're gonna see our corners out there Saturday. Like, I don't think we're not gonna see Stokes. I don't think we're gonna see Stokes. I think Stokes is a lot to be that corner one, but I would love to see Darian Porter still getting worked out there. Caillou Blue Kelly's. I hope he gets worked out there. I would love to see the entire corner room still get some burn out there. Other than Stokes, I don't expect Stokes to dress up or not dress up, but play in the game. Would love to see the other corners though. Sean Johnson, pass rush helps the back end of your defense. It allows the young DBs to develop and grow and take the time to do good without pressure. So option A is Parsons. Option B is Henderson. Option C is Clowney. Anyway, you can, and let's not give up on Malcolm Koonce, you guys. Let's not give up on Malcolm Koonce. I'm trying to make sure the Wi-Fi is good. Hold on. Pretty sure I was connected. Am I connected? Yeah, I am connected. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi here. Yeah, see, it seems like we're good now. Okay. I think New England signed Le'Veon. Yeah, they did. Chase on and Marcus Epps. So they, like I said, they bolstered that defense, Sean. They both. That's it. Doesn't worry me, but it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be. I think the score will be like 20-17, maybe 24-21. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a low-scoring affair in my that I believe that I see happening. But yes, 1-0, 1-0. Hold on, I wanna see the chat. I'm like falling behind. You guys are like already. You guys are already going at it. Many new guys that will take a while to get used to McDummie's system. Yeah, I hear you, but he's still the offensive coordinator. He's not the head coach. He's the offensive coordinator. And I've seen this guy have good offenses. Yeah, you could say it was Brady, but he also had Mac Jones playing like a Pro Bowler his rookie year, went as the offensive coordinator. And that's what gave us confidence, right? When we hired him as the head coach, you know, he took a rookie quarterback, had a Pro Bowl year with him. So we got it. We cannot sleep on McDaniels' offense. Cannot sleep, especially the way Henderson is going. Trayvon Henderson is going. He's playing like a madman. Let me see. Alex is saying, I've seen that. And it's crazy because I love seeing the starters play, but this is the final preseason game, Alex. I don't think we need to see any more of the starters. If he does play the starters, please just one drive. Please just one drive. I want no drives, but if he is gonna play them, one drive. Just one drive. Okay, we don't need anybody getting hurt before week 1. I agree. No clear-cut number 2 cornerback right now. Yeah, there isn't. There isn't. I think Stokes is your number 1, and then your number 2 is up for grabs. Stokes had a horrible game last week. Was like a step behind. It seemed like every play. Huey, this corner room is scary. This corner room is definitely scary. They had bad games. They had all of them. All of them had a bad game on Saturday. Is that what the season is going to look like? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully it was just one of those games that they had a bad game. Now it's a preseason game. Would you like to see them show some of the stuff we're hearing out of camp? Yes, yes. But I think they asked it in the presser. I think they asked I think it was it a Landon they asked? Who did they ask? Or was it Pete? I think they asked Pete Carroll about the communication with the DBs and the linebackers. Communication is they also did ask Landon, I think, about the communication. And I think communication is showing that it needs to be worked on. It needs to be worked on, Ben Bad. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We repeat, Epps is coming off the injury, though, hasn't played in the year. You're right. What is their projected starters? Let me check the Patriots depth chart. Let me see their projected starters. Okay, let me see what their defense is looking at. So their defense, they got Keelan White. That's an outside linebacker. Christian Barrymore. I liked him. They got Carlos Tonga, Milton Williams, Harold Landry III, Robert Spillane, Christian Ellis, Carlton Davis. Your secondary is going to be Carlton Davis, Christian Gonzalez on both sides. Your safeties are going to be Kyle Duggar, even though he is on the trade block, you guys. They are shopping Kyle Duggar around. And then you got Jabril Peppers. So, yeah, they might bump Marcus Epps into that safety position, or they might go with Jalen Hawkins. But I'm not gonna sleep on that defense, you guys. They still got a lot of dogs on that defense. We can't act like Robert Spillane hasn't been a dog for us, even though I will say you can take advantage of his pass coverage. He wasn't too great at the pass coverage. It wasn't bad either, but he wasn't great at it. And I'm gonna be interested to see who Christian Gonzalez is gonna line up against. That's gonna be a matchup that I would love to see, whether that's Jacoby or Dante. Yeah, size versus size. When it comes to Dante versus Christian, pause if necessary. But yeah, Marcus Epps is not. He's not projected starter on their depth chart. He's not the projected starter. If he does go in, you guys, take advantage of that. Huey P, us, nah, Mark Davis, I knew he was gonna be at beat Cheeks at head coach. Yeah, it was Pete said they need to be better communication on the back end. Okay, but I know Landon got asked about it too. I know Landon got asked about the communication as well. But let's move on, you guys. Week 2, Monday Night Football against the Los Angeles Chargers. Jim Harbaugh is coming to town, you guys. Home opener. I want to see Raider. Hey, I went to last year's home opener, you guys, and I would love to go to this year's home opener, but couldn't make it work. And that's okay. That's okay. Right now, the Chargers, they went out and they got running back Najee Harris. I believe they lost J.K. Dobbins in free agency, but they did bring in Najee Harris. They brought in offensive lineman Mekhi Becton and cornerback Dante Jackson in free agency. In the draft, they did added another running back, Mario Hampton, we know, edge rusher Kyle Kennard, and wide receiver Keandre Lambert-Smith. They did, however, you guys, they did lose Rashawn Slater to injury, so he is out of the season or out for the season. Along with Mekhi Becton and Najee Harris and Dante Jackson, they also brought in Tyler Conklin for a tight end. They did bring in Mike Williams, but we know what happened. He retired. Then they did re-sign, or not re-sign, but they signed Keenan Allen also to come in. They did sign Andre James. I don't know is he projected to be their starter? Because I'm telling you right now, bro, Andre James is. If we are not getting to Justin Herbert up the middle, what are we doing, bro? Because you cannot be getting dominated by Andre James. Y'all know how I feel about Andre James. Okay, no, he's the backup. Their starting line is going to be Joe Alt at left tackle, Zion Johnson at left guard, Bradley Bozeman at center, Mekhi Becton at right guard, and right tackle is Trey Pipkins the third as of right now. They did sign David Sharp after the injury happened. So that's going to be interesting to see how they shape that left side, or not the left side, the right side of the line. And then their draft. You can't lie to they had a nice draft. They drafted a Mario Hampton, who is he's gonna bring the speed, he's gonna bring the power. Pair that up with Najee Harris, they're gonna have a nice 1-2 punch in the draft. Then they got Kyle Kernard. He is gonna provide that pass rush on that defensive line that is already stacked with Khalil Mack, Deshaun Hand, Tyre Tart, and I can't say this name. Otito Ogbania. I can't say that. And then I cannot say, bro. They have the defensive line of you cannot say their names because I cannot sound out their names. But they have a nice D line. In the back end, they do still have Denzel Perryman playing the linebacker spot. Dion Henley. They have their cornerbacks is going to be Tariq Still, Derwin James, man in that safety position. Dante Jackson on the other side of Still, and Olai Gilman. I think you guys, we can really take advantage. This could be one of these games that the offense is going to need to win. The offense is going to need to win. Can the defense man up? Can the defense stop a high-powered offense like the Chargers? I don't think they can. And from what it looks like, it seems the Chargers defense may struggle. It may struggle against our starting offense. I think this could be one of those shootouts type games. Hey, Monday Night Football, what a way to kick off the Raiders home opener with a shootout, right? Now, is this a shootout that the Raiders are going to win? I believe they are not going to win. I believe the downfall is going to be this defense. I think it may come down to who has the ball last. If the Raiders have it last or if the Chargers have it last, that's probably going to be the team that's going to win. Both defenses, I think, are going to struggle. And also, we always split with the Chargers. Having said that, I think the Raiders are going to win back at SoFi. But yeah, they are going to start the season 1-1. They're going to pick up a win against the Patriots. They're going to lose. I believe they're going to lose in a shootout against the Chargers. Probably like a 38-35 loss. It's going to be a close loss. It's not going to be like we got blown out, but I think our defense early in the season, we're going to have some growing pains. We're going to have some growing pains out there, especially in the secondary, you guys, especially in the secondary. Sorry, Alex. Yeah, we're not starting the season 2-0. We're not starting at 2-0. I want to get back to the chat, hear your guys' opinions. Man, what's going on with Jacoby? He's starting to show frustration with this contract. I haven't heard anything about that, Huey. I haven't heard anything. I know I seen Graphs live earlier, and he talked about it, and he said he hasn't heard anything. I haven't seen anything reported that he's showing frustration. Let me see. Yeah, I seen Bozeman. Who's the lineman the Chokers lost for this season? Slater. It was Slater. And he was there. I believe I don't know if he was the left tackle or the right tackle, but it was Slater that they lost. Let me see. We got Ant in the building, leader of Grey Dog Gang. We got Grey Dog Gang in the building. Been bad. I don't see the Chargers being high fly. Sorry, we not losing to this Chargers. I maybe I'm overrating Justin Herbert, you guys. Maybe I'm overrating him, but Justin Herbert has always, besides last year, really, he besides the opener last year, he didn't really go off, but then he came to Legion, kind of wiped. And again, it was an AP led team, but I'm not counting out Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert can put up the stats. Again, I'm saying, you guys, it's gonna be a shootout. I think it's gonna come down to who has the ball last. But I believe the Chargers are just gonna squeeze out because of our defense. But then that's gonna move us on to going on the road against Washington. I think we can honestly say this is probably gonna be a loss as well. Just given this is a team coming off of NFC Championship appearance. And they got walked by a better Eagles team, way better Eagles team. And then their additions that they added this season, you guys, Deebo Samuel and Laremy Tunsil via trade, they were going all out to give Jaden Daniels more weapons than that he already has. They also brought in Will Harris, Javon Kinlaw, and Von Miller via free agency. They also drafted players like Josh Conner Jr., Trey Amos, and others. The Commanders also made changes to their coaching staff and front office. But really, just two trades: Deebo Samuel, Laramie Tunsil, bringing protection for Jaden Daniels, as if he's not already dynamic, giving Jaden Daniels more time to survey the field, read the defense, and then adding a weapon like Deebo Samuel. We can hate on him all he wants because he was with the Niners. We cannot lie and say that Deebo Samuel is not one of the best players. When healthy, he is one of the best players on the football field. In free agency, like I said, they brought in Will Harris on the safety position, Javon Kinlaw to man the defensive tackle position, Von Miller to add to the pass rush. They also brought in two defensive ends, Dietrich Wise and Jacob Martin. They brought in cornerback Jonathan Jones, Eddie Goldman as the defensive tackle. They also brought in Michael Gallup, their wide receiver, and then Nate Herbig as their guard. And like I said, you guys, they drafted Josh Connelly Jr. for their offensive tackle with their first round pick. Again, giving Jaden Daniels protection up front. They also drafted in the second round Trey Amos, their corner. I haven't heard anything out of camp. You guys, I haven't been following the Washington Commanders like that. They also brought in Jalen Lane, their wide receiver Kane Medrano as linebacker, and drafted with their last pick, Ja'Cory Crossett-Merritt for the running back. Coaching changes, they brought in Brian Schneider. He's replacing John Glenn as their assistant special teams coordinator. And then I don't think we need to get into the front office changes that they had. But with that being said, you guys, again, this is a team coming off the NFC Championship appearance that I believe they just got better during this offseason. The Raiders are not there to compete with a playoff team to that caliber like the Washington Commanders, and to go into Washington and say that they're going to beat them, I can't see it. I don't know how this one is going to go. Will it be a close game? Will it be a blowout? I don't honestly know, you guys. It can be a tight game, but it can get really bad really fast. But yeah, I think it's going to be a loss. The Raiders are going to be starting the season 1-2, and they're going to come back home 1-2. Raider Nation's pissed off probably. And we got the guy that we wanted, or that a lot of us wanted, rated as that 1A, 2 Pete Carroll being the 1B. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, and company are coming to town to the Sin City to take on our Las Vegas Raiders in Week 4. Before I get into that, I'm going to see how you guys are disliking my prediction so far. Huey says Herbert's definitely can give our secondary some issues if we don't fix that open the middle of the field. And that's where I'm at, Huey. It's really the defense. It's not saying, that we can't score, that the Chargers defense is just going to, basically shut down our offense. I think it's just going to be a high-powered game. It's going to be a shootout, but I think the Chargers get the best of that shootout just because our secondary has some question marks. It all depends if what people are saying is true, which I do believe. The vanilla defense has been getting called this preseason, but that secondary is still looking suspect, preseason or not. That secondary is looking suspect. So we'll see come regular season, seeing how that secondary looks. If they do play better, Huey, and give Herbert some fit, and maybe the pass rush doesn't give Herbert such a bunch of time to survey the field, hey, then we're looking at possibly the Raiders starting the season 2-0. Sean Johnson, I think Jacoby Myers got a new agent, so we will see. But also maybe they want to wait, see how Jack Bech does. I kind of almost thought possible replacement, worst case, but maybe we lock up Jacoby. I'm not hearing anything, Sean, that he's frustrated, so I don't know. I can't speak on that situation because I personally do not know what was said about Jacoby Myers in terms of the contract extension. If he's frustrated with the team, if he's happy, I don't know. I don't know. Colts should be a blowout win for us. Hey, we look like we made Andy Dalton look like a superstar. Now again, this is not the same team, so I don't want to put that on them, but it should be, Sean. I'm not gonna disagree with you. It should be that is one game I'm highlighting Week 5 against the Colts, that should be a W. And I'm going to give it to them, but I do want to talk about the Chicago game first. But first, I want to get into I want to see your guys' thoughts. Huey said it had Pearsall or whoever looking like Kupp, finding the empty spaces and sitting down in them. And it's the middle of the field, Huey. And it's not something that I've seen many content creators called Patrick Graham out for that, leaving the middle of the field wide open. Preseason or not, this has happened in the past during regular season games, you guys, where we're leaving the middle of the field wide open. Again, preseason or not, it's happened in regular season games where we're leaving the middle of the field wide open. 3rd and 18, and they pick up, was screaming at the TV, happened multiple times throughout the game at that. And like I said, man, like I said, Huey, again, that's not something that you look at and it's like, oh, it's just preseason. That's something that has lingered the Raiders defense, no matter how many players we brought in. That is something that Patrick Graham needs to fix. Pete Carroll needs to talk to Patrick Graham and see what is the issue. Why are we leaving the middle of the field wide open every single game? 3rd and 18, and the Niners pick up, I believe it was like 22, 23-yard gain. Like, that is disgusting. Preseason or not, you guys, picking up a 3rd and 18, letting an offense pick up a 3rd and 18, that is disgusting to allow. Axel, my honest prediction, Raiders 76, Cardinals 13. Bro, Axel, you be making me hold on. You over here making me lose my parlay, man. I've been putting in best that Raiders gonna be scoring like 70 plus points and they never do. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, stop with these predictions, man. Yeah, it's all good, bro. It's all good. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. Alex, Browns are screwed no matter what they do. We'll get into that. But let me see. Yeah, 2-1 after Washington, but also it's the Raiders. We do things like beat Baltimore at home, then lose our opener to Carolina. Shaking my head. And I don't want to put that on them, Huey, on this regime. That was last season, but it is the Raider way, right? To do shit like that. Oh man. Let me see what else. Sean Johnson says Patrick Graham weakness has always been bad with leaving the field wide open. That's not good. Pete Carroll needs to help him. And that, I'm telling you, the Chargers will take advantage of that. Washington will take advantage of that. Patriots will take advantage of that. That is something that will hurt us down the line. Huey says you got to watch Jacoby's presser when he was asked about it. Oh, so the presser that I seen was Pete Carroll. I think it was Pete Carroll, Landon Roberts, and Aiden O'Connell and Tyree Wilson. I must have missed Jacoby's presser. Huh. I definitely will check it out though, Huey. Yeah, ASAP. Sus. LOL. Howdy, Raider boys. This is the year 10 wins is world call. Either y'all have a lit season or well, yeah, GG's, Chad. Hey, I know coming from a Chargers fan, hopefully, you guys don't get hit with injuries, but, it's the Chargers ASAP. So you guys might become the Los Angeles emergency room instead of the Los Angeles Chargers because y'all cannot stay healthy for the life of y'all. Like, you need to talk to your strength and conditioning coach because shit, man. But yeah, let's talk about going against the Bears, you guys, week 4. Now, this is a game that I'm 50-50 on because how the hell is this offense going to look, you guys? I've been actually watching the Bears closely this preseason, and their offense is looking nice. But then again, they haven't gone against true competition. I don't think any of the teams that they played, I know they blew out Buffalo, but Buffalo didn't even play any of their starters, offense or defense. So, I mean, that's like a sample size, but I can't really do anything with that. They didn't go against like true competition. They had starters versus like the second stringers and third stringers. So I expect the starters to have success. You already got Caleb Williams there. And we're going to talk about their additions. We'll also bring up their projected starters for the 2025 season. The Chicago Bears have been active in free agency, signing several players, extending others. Some of the notable signings is Devin Duvernay, wide receiver, Travis Homer, the running back, Doug Kramer, picked up an offensive lineman, wide receiver Olamide Zaccheaus, tight end Colston Loveland, who they drafted, They brought in linebacker. They drafted linebacker Ruben. Bro, what are these names? Hippolyte the second. Drafted Zach Frazier, their defensive back. Drafted offensive lineman Luke Newman. Drafted running back Kyle Monagi. Drafted or signed Josh. They re-signed Josh Blackwell, their defensive back, and also signed Drew Dahlman, center. Their projected starter, you guys, is going to look like this. On offense, they have DJ Moore and Rome Odunze as their two starting wide receivers. They have Braxton, their starting line, Braxton Jones as their left tackle, left guard Joe Thuney, center Drew Dahlman, right guard Jonah Jackson, and right tackle Darnell Wright. They have invested heavily on that offensive line as Caleb Williams last year was running for his life. And they also went out and are trying to do a tight end duo with Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland. And their starting running back is DeAndre Swift. For their defense, we are going to see Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett, Gravon Dexter Sr., Andrew Billings, former Raider, Dale Adebayo, or is it Adeyingbo? I don't know how to say that name. That's going to be their defensive line. For their linebackers and their secondary, you got TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds. That's correct, right? That's we got the other Edmonds, right? Hold on, because I know there's an Edmonds brothers out there, right? Let me see. We got the brother, right? Yeah, we got Terrell. They got Tremaine. We got Terrell. So yeah, you're gonna have the Edmond brothers out there. Safety Jaquan Brisker, safety Kevin Byard. Always love Byard's game. Defensive back Kyle Gordon, cornerback Tyreek Stevenson, and corner Jalen Johnson. We know what Jalen Johnson brings to the table, you guys. It's gonna be a dog. I think this is gonna be a dog fight. I think there's gonna be a dog. Huey, what you mean by that? Primo sounded like a Key and Peele skit. What you mean by that, man? What you mean by that? Nah, it's all good, bro. Hey, if I'm making y'all laugh, hey, I'm doing something good. Huey, 3-1 leaving Chicago. We picked Caleb multiple times. If Caleb does, and that, it's funny you say that, Huey. That's where I say that's going to be the key to that game. The defense is going to have to take advantage of Caleb making mistakes out there. I think he still is going to go through those growing pains. I think it still could be a tight game. But definitely we have to take advantage of the mistakes Caleb brings, whether that's ill-advised throws, throwing the football into coverages. And if I'm getting tired of seeing our corners, not these corners, but in the past where it hits the corners right in the chest and we drop it. Can't be having that. Pass rush, again, you got to try to keep Caleb in the pocket. Do not let him scramble. Do not let him basically buy more time, having these receivers being able to gain ground. That, again, the secondary suspect, you guys. So you definitely don't want to give more time for these receivers to get open. But I do have us beating the Chicago Bears. So we're going to go 2-2 to start the season. I believe our offense is going to win majority of the games. In this prediction, I'm not having a ton of confidence in this defense going into the season. Of course, come season's time, it can change. I'm just not really high on this defense right now. On paper, I'm high on Kuntz. I'm hoping he can take that next step. We know what Max Crosby can bring. Tyree Wilson is looking like he's taking that next step, but it doesn't matter if come game time you're not doing shit. So ASAP, yeah, though Justin Herbert might break the curse with the beard chick. He's getting at it. Watch the media try and push homie to a better ranking. Hey, we'll see. These names ain't for the weak. LOL. Trade Broncos send wide receiver Devon Vela to the Saints. Hey, appreciate the info. Trying to pronounce these damn names, bro. These damn names, dude. The name, like, it's crazy. It's freaking crazy, man. It's freaking crazy. Why they aren't on our team, bro? because we're Raider fans, Ben Bad. We're Raider fans. We know how to say our players' names. I don't know these teams. I don't follow them like that. ASAP, yo, Raiders Primos, when I go on Capjack for the AFC West, I shot this pod out for you. Can hopefully hop on and do a rematch / collab. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I always try to keep it peaceful. And like I said, have people reach me on Instagram or on X. That's Instagram is more preferable because I see it more times than I see it on X. But yeah, if that's the best way to reach me. Going into Indy, you guys, this is a win. I'm not even gonna waste too much time on it. They got Danny Dimes over there starting for the Indianapolis Colts. Let's see what they brought in for additions. We know they brought in Danny Dimes. They also brought in defensive backs Cameron Bynum, Chardavius Ward, Corey Ballantyne. Bro, again, freaking names, bro. They also had brought in Neville Gallimore and Khalil Herbert, where he re-signed with the Colts, returning to the running back position. They also brought in Joe Bashi. They did cut. They did. It's funny because I think we picked up Mafi. They did cut Mafi, but I think we picked him up. But yeah, that I don't think there's enough said, you guys. I think the Raiders go into Indianapolis, and I think this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one game where we blow it out. We blow it out. I think the Raiders are going to win this, and they're going to win it convincingly. It could be like a 38-13, 35-17. It should be. This is a game that you prove to the NFL that the Raiders need to be taken serious, because this is a game, you guys, that in past years, this will be a trap game. Raiders going into Indianapolis, at least in my prediction, they're going in there 2-2. This is a game you need to go in there and you need to knock the socks off the Indianapolis Colts. Go in there and dog walk these boys. We have the offense to do it. I think, come on, Danny Dimes, really? Like, he's going to be the quarterback? Come on. If our defense allows Danny Dimes to cook, bro, it's gonna that's gonna be nasty work. And yeah, they got Xavier Howard. But I think DeMarcus, I think our offense, again, just seeing what our offense looks like in a little time, like seeing how Genty looks, seeing how Geno Smith, how comfortable he looks running the Chip Kelly offense, seeing his rapport with Trey Tucker, Dante Thorne, even though they missed on a deep shot in the end zone against the Niners. I think they're going to clean that up. I think by week 5, DeMarcus, honestly, we may see Geno and Dante starting to connect on those deep shots down the field. And then like I said, we got Genty in the backfield, like looking what he's bringing to the table. I think an offense like that is going to be just too much for the Colts to handle. And then on the flip side of that, their offense is not that good to stay neck and neck with our offense. I think our defense is going to win. Please, for the love of football, there should be no reason Danny Dimes goes out there and is basically playing neck and neck with our offense. Our defense should convincingly hold the Colts down, and the Raiders offense are gonna run away with this. I think this is a win, and there's no question about it. They're gonna go 3-2 going into week 6 against and hosting the Tennessee Titans. Let me get back into the chat. I always like to. I want to stay and have you guys involved. I want to have you guys involved. Huey, 4-1 at this point, thinking Washington's our only loss at this point. And there is a prediction I had, Huey, that I did have as 4-1. But again, just seeing how the defense has been playing, I think because we have the Chargers early on in the season and because of the way their offense is, and maybe I'm, again, overrating their offense, but I think their offense is going to be able to be put up points, not just against us, but throughout the season. I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think the Chargers are going to win that shootout just based on how our defense has looked early on in the I know it's preseason, but leaving the middle of the field wide open, you cannot do that to a team like the Chargers. You can't. And then struggling with the tackling, like definitely can't do that with Amario Hampton and Najee Harris. You can't. ASAP, Bears and Pats are dark horses. I don't know about the Colts. Pats are definitely a dark horse, and the Bears, they could very well as too. Colts, no, they're tanking for Arch Manning. I don't care what anybody says. They're trying to get Arch Manning. They are going to be trying to get Arch Manning. Definitely need some veteran cornerback help. That room is shaky. Trying to let Unk P cook though. Hey, me too. And Huey, as we get more into the season, my prediction may change a little bit because I actually did a prediction on my notes. I have a prediction right here, and I have a 9-8 record here. It could be it's either 8-9 or 9-8, but I think it's gonna change just based off what I've seen from this team so far. Um, could we win 10 games? We'll see. We'll see. ASAP Pat McAfee is a fun show to watch while his team is lagging. LOL for the boys. Oh, it's so funny watching Pat McAfee. I freaking love that. Ben Bad, who knows? They might just come together by week 4, and that's where I'm at. Ben Bad, you say our corners are good, just young. Yes, that's why I said the Chargers will be a loss because it's early in the season. Now, let's say, like for instance, that SoFi game. I think we can beat the Chargers in SoFi. Why? Because now we have these young corners having. That's enough time that they played what up to that point. They played what 11 games up to that point. That's a lot. That's a lot of game time that they played with each other up until that point. And they seen good teams: Washington, Kansas City, Denver. Say what you want about Dallas, but hey, Dak Prescott can still throw the football. Up until that point, I think the Raiders can beat the Chargers in SoFi. Yeah, but the domino effect, if one has an off game, it can trigger it to get to the whole secondary. And that's what's scary, Huey. That's what's scary. Raiders USC. LOL. Andy Dalton crushed us. Why not Daniels? The D still has major questions. It's because it's week 5, Raiders, USC. I think, and also I don't want to hold what happened last season over this year. If it was still Antonio Pierce running the show, USC, definitely I would be like, Danny Dimes might be Danny Dimes out there. But because it's a new regime, this is Pete Carroll, a smart head coach that is gonna have his guys ready come game time, that knows how to manage the game. I think I don't see Daniel Jones doing what Andy Dalton did to us, and it hurts me to like that. I seen live Andy Dalton just cook up and down the field. But I'll let you know this, USC, is that Andy Dalton took advantage of the middle of the field. And again, in preseason, that is something that the Raiders have been struggling with, is protecting the middle of the field. So I'm hoping they figure that out because, hey, Danny Dimes may be Danny Dimes if that middle of the field is open. Let me see. USC. The team definitely has a different feel about them than in years past, hoping for the best. And that's where I'm at. That's why I'm not saying Danny Dimes is gonna go out there and dog walk us because it's not the same. It's not the same regime. If it was Antonio Pierce, that Colts game can easily be a trap game. Easily be a trap game. Now against the Tennessee Titans, you guys, they did get, they got this is we're gonna be seeing the rookie Cam Ward out there. They brought in left tackle Dan Moore Jr. to protect Cam Ward. I'm saying I know they signed him before they drafted him, but they knew who they were going to get. They also signed Cody Barton, Xavier Woods, also Johnny Hecker, which I believe is a kicker, right? Oh no, he's a punter. Yeah, and they also brought in Van Jefferson, who, let's not forget, you guys, Van Jefferson cooked the Raiders in a drive by Baker Mayfield, coming off 2 days. Last time Van Jefferson, seeing that name, it hurts me because it reminds me of that game. They also brought in a former Seahawk, Tyler Lockett, a speedy guy who can get down the field. And again, you guys, I'm bringing these wide receivers up because these are receivers that can stretch the field. That it worries me going against our secondary. They also brought in Sebastian Joseph Day back, Daryl Baker Jr., Morgan Cox, Mike Brown, and also pause on that last name for Morgan. Their depth chart, you guys, is going to look something like this. I'm going to bring, like I said, for all the teams, we're going to look at the projected depth chart for all the teams. The Tennessee Titans are going to have Cam Ward as their starting quarterback. I believe that was a no-brainer right there. Running back Tony Pollard. Their wide receiver room is going to look like this. Starting wide receivers is Van Jefferson and Calvin Ridley on the outside. And in the slot, they'll have Tyler Lockett. Their tight end is going to be Chig Okunwo. Bro, I can't say these names. Forgive me, you guys. Forgive me with these names. Their line is going to look like this. Left tackle, Dan Moore Jr. Left guard, Peter Skoronski. Center, Lloyd Cushenberry III. Right guard, Kevin Zeitler. And right tackle, J.C. Latham. Their defense is going to look like this. The defensive line, Sebastian Joseph Day, Tavondre Sweat, Jeffrey Simmons, and former Raider Arden Key, who has been balling with the Tennessee Titans. Their linebackers and their secondary is going to be James Williams Sr., Cody Barton, Draymond Jones, Jarvis Brownlee Jr. Their corners, the nickel is going to be Roger McCreary. Safeties are going to be Amani Hooker and Xavier Woods, with corner Daryl Baker Jr. Manning on the other side. I believe this is going to be another game, you guys, that the Raiders can convincingly win. This is Tennessee is not at home, Huey. This is in Vegas. This game is in Vegas. And because it's in Vegas, Huey, this is a game I believe the Raiders can win convincingly too. Cam is a rookie. I think Pete Carroll is going to take advantage of Cam not having that much experience. This is going to be his 6th game in his career. Having that much experience in the NFL, I think Max Crosby, he can make a difference. I mean, Max Crosby can do Max Crosby things. This defense can definitely eat against the Tennessee Titans. The secondaries, I think, is going to be this is a game that I think the secondary can recover from. Like I said, the start of the season, I don't think the secondary is going to play that well, but I do think week to week, you're going to see the secondary get better. I do believe that. So I do think the Titans are going to be a win. Raiders are going to be 4-2 going against the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. And I'm going to just say this. Kansas City is going to sweep the Raiders. Kansas City is going to sweep the Raiders. Y'all can at me all you want. Kansas City is going to sweep the Raiders until proven otherwise. If the October 19th is going to be the game that I wake up and I pray to the football heavens, can the Raiders beat the Chiefs? And I'm not talking about some luck where their defense shuts down the Raiders' offense while their quarterback has not one completion in 3 quarters. Okay. I want this to be a game where Geno goes out there and performs and where our defense performs. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see us beat one of these off wins that we beat Kansas City because our defense, like they overlooked our defense or something like that. Kansas City is going to sweep the Raiders until proven otherwise. And I want to be proven wrong. I want to be proven wrong. I want these wins, you guys, those wins against Kansas City that people say, hey, we're going to beat Kansas City. I do not want to see a win like how we beat them on Christmas Day, where our quarterback doesn't throw a single completion for 3 quarters, and he just got bailed out because our running back, Zamir White, you guys, Zamir effing White was running it down Kansas City's throats. And Patrick Mahomes and then was trying to get cute, and it cost him 6 points. And Jack Jones picks off Mahomes for a pick 6. I'm going to ask you guys this. Y'all think that will happen ever again? Will Mahomes look like that again? Hopefully he does, right? We seen him rattled in the Super Bowl. But you guys, I want to see a game against Kansas City where we're not struggling. We're not like offense or defense. Like, I want to beat these motherfuckers, you guys. Like, you guys don't understand. I'm containing myself because you guys don't understand the hate I have for Kansas City. When it's Chiefs week, I'm like, here we go again. Like, do I even want to watch the game? And I'll turn on the game, and like 10 seconds in, Kansas City already got a defensive touchdown because Josh Jacobs wants to fumble the ball. And we get blown out 48-9. I know I'm talking about the past, you guys, but this is Kansas City, you guys. This is a team that won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, has the best, if not the best quarter. Y'all may say, hey, stop glazing Kansas City. No, I'm talking real football here, you guys. I'm talking real football here. Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in the league until proven otherwise. Yes, you can argue maybe Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson don't got rings. Josh Allen don't got rings. I said this about the Raiders. That's great that we went to the playoffs in 2021. That's great that we went to the playoffs in 2016. But did we get any rings out of it? No. What's the ultimate goal? To win a Super Bowl. The Chiefs have done that 3 times in the past 5 years. They are the best team in the NFL until this past season. The Philadelphia Eagles showed that the Chiefs are actually human. It's the Raiders' turn, you guys. It's the Raiders' turn to win and beat the Chiefs like the Eagles did. Now, I'm not expecting them to do that, but I want to have a game like that where Geno is out there balling, Genty is out there balling, the defense is out there balling, even if it's a shootout against KC and we're going toe-to-toe with Mahomes. I would love to see that. Yes, will the defense piss me off? Yes, the defense will piss me off. But as long as we're toe-to-toe with Kansas City and we're not going down without a fight where we're getting blunt, we're basically Kansas City's bitch like we've been for the past 13 years, okay, I'll have some hope. But they need to go out there and prove to the nation, prove to the fan base that they can compete with Kansas City. You want to be the best, you want to be considered the best, you got to go out there and beat the best. USC, remember Pete takes a year to get his team going. 7-6 with USC before taking off. 7-9 with Seattle before taking off. I just want to see growth moving forward. That's where I'm at, USC. That's where I'm at. I want to see growth. Huey. Man, I'm hoping that KC game at the end of the year has playoff implications. And if it does, Huey, you're not gonna like what I say. He did, but the Raiders are not the Eagles. Leak Eye, AOC throwing 60 yards is not beating the Chiefs. AOC fans, please put the crack pipe down. Leak Eye, that's where I'm at. And I'm not even just saying that for AOC. I'm just saying in general. 60, like our quarterback playing like that, that's not something I'm gonna look at like, oh, we beat the Chiefs once, we could do it again. No. Geno going out there and throwing for 60 yards, and if Geno has like doesn't have a single completion in 3 corners, we're going to lose that game. We're going to lose that game. Huey, I think we go. So by the way, you guys, going into the bye, I have us going 4-3 going into the bye. Huey says, I think we go 4-2 within our division with us sweeping the chokers and finally winning in LA. I would like that. I just think because we got the Chargers early, if we had both Chargers games like late in the season, I think we would sweep them. But I think because we're getting the Chargers early, week 2, I think that could be a loss. Oh, Horror Fanatic, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. If we get Trey and pairing him up with Max, my expectation would go to 11-6 with beating Kansas City because of the pass rush. CGRUT, are we responding to me or? No, and there's nothing wrong with that, Ben Bad. There's nothing wrong with that. I love that. But I'm just saying, can we realistically say that for this year, though? Can we honestly let's be honest with ourselves. Can we go out there? Can we say, you can send this defense out right now, this defense, without Trey, without any moves that we know, can we say if we march this defense out against the Chiefs week 7, that this defense will go into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs? Can we honestly believe that? Like, say that? Can they do it? Sure, bro, any given Sunday. But on paper, if I'm going based on paper, I can't say that this defense is going to beat the Chiefs. I think the offense will beat the Chiefs. The way they beat the Chiefs is if they win the shootout. We said how many times we said that about the Chiefs, though, Lee guy or Huey. We everyone always thinks the Chiefs are going to take a step back. We've seen the Chiefs win a Super Bowl in Mahomes. Well, up until last season, but Mahomes, I think Mahomes' 2023 season was not a great season. If you're putting him up to Mahomes standards, it wasn't a great season. I think they lost to us, and they finished, I think, 11-6, which is I think the worst record, which is crazy to say, which is the worst record that Mahomes has ever had as a starter. And he had to go on the road in the playoffs. They had, I think, one home game. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they had one home game, and that was because they won the division. But then outside of that, they had to go on the road to the Super Bowl, which they did. They won every single game. They beat the Bills, beat Baltimore, and then they beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. We say that every single year that, oh, the Chiefs are going to take a step back. The Chiefs are going to take a step back, and they don't. And you know why, Huey's? Because of Andy Reid. Andy Reid is a good head coach. Let's not take anything away from Andy Reid. He turned the Chiefs. The Chiefs were nothing before Andy Reid. As soon as Andy Reid gets there, immediately makes them a playoff contender. Leak Eye, we need to do what the Eagles did. BTA, yeah, belt, yes, belt to ass. Chiefs. It all depends on the trenches. I agree. But has KC blown us out? Last year, no. We lost 27-20, and then we lost, what was it, 17-16? Yeah, we did it with the lesser team. You're right. You're right, Ben Bad. But at the end of the day, we still lost. We still lost. And I'm tired of losing to these motherfuckers. Sorry for cursing, but that's how much I hate the Chiefs. I'm tired of losing to them. UEP this year has the aura like 2016, winning all those close games with Geno at the helm, barring injuries. I hope so, Huey, and it's gonna be like that. We're gonna be winning a lot of close games. Horror. I have a feeling we end up tied with Kansas City. If we get Trey, we could go a game up on them. I agree. Adding Trey Hendrickson to this team, or Parsons, or adding either or will do. Like, I feel my expectation will go higher with this team, and I would definitely circle those Kansas City games and like, okay, yeah, we could split with them. We could split with them. See if obviously getting the chokers early in the year benefits us, in my opinion. Okay, okay. It's possible with the Chiefs on a downslide. We came very close last year with the shit team. I don't want to say they're on a downslide because we always hear that they're on a downslide, and they're not. They always find a way to get to the playoffs, which they're going to get to the playoffs, and then they make it to the AFC Championship game, which I believe Mahomes has not. He has played in up until getting the starting job with the Chiefs. He's played in every AFC Championship game. He's always had an AFC Championship appearance. Leak Guy, biggest pet peeve every offseason. They hype up anything about how these teams' rosters just shit the bed. As long as 15 is back there starting for the Chiefs, I'm not gonna say we're gonna beat the Chiefs, especially when he has a 17-3 record against us, which is disgusting. Let me see Mahomes' record against the Raiders. Mahomes' record against the Raiders. Oh, he's 12-2. Mahomes is 12-2. So as long as 15 is back there, 12-2 with a 12-2 record, it's hard. It's hard, bro. It's hard. Even as the Raider fan of me, bro. I want to be. I told you guys, I hate the Chiefs. My blood boils when it's Chiefs week because I hate them so much. I want to beat these guys. You know how happy I will come on here week 7 if we beat the Chiefs? We will probably be live until Sunday Night Football ends because I would be so happy. It can't be no shit like Geno's throwing 60, like has an Aiden O'Connell type day. Like, no. I want to see good football. When it's against teams like Kansas City, you need to play great. You need to play great football. Huey says, "Yeah, Andy Reid is a great coach." This is why the Chiefs are the Chiefs. CGR, I agree, bro. FKC. Ben Bad, don't forget the Dischargers playing Brazil first game. That flight is a killer, not to mention. Oh, Ben, bro, you are not wrong. I totally forgot about that. Huh. I might need to change that. You know what? F it, bro. Y'all convince. I totally forgot that. That does play a part. That we might be going 5-2 into that bye week. But anyways, you guys, now we're going on to we got a bye week 5-2. I'm gonna say 5-2. We beat the Chargers at home. Now we're gonna go into the bye week. Now we got week 9, and I think this is I know they got Travis Hunter, you guys, but I think again we're just the better team. I think the Jags may show life because they got Travis Hunter, they got Trevor Lawrence, they got Brian Thomas Jr., who I like. They brought in a lot of guys from free agency. They've signed cornerback Jordan Lewis, safety Eric Murray, guard Patrick McCarry, center Robert Hainsey, wide receiver Dimey Brown, tight end Hunter Long, tight end Johnny Mundin, offensive tackle Chumi Odaga, offensive tackle Fred Johnson. They also drafted Travis Hunter, who could play wide receiver corner. We know. They drafted Caleb Ransall, drafted Wyatt Millum. I'm just gonna go to their 4th round picks. They got a running back, Byshaw Tutin, 4th round pick linebacker Jack Kaiser. I like what the Jags are building, but I think the Raiders just have the better team. So I'm gonna give the Raiders a win against the Jaguars. They're gonna be 6-2 on a short week going into Denver on Thursday Night Football. I think Denver is going to beat the Raiders just because it's a short week, you guys, and they're going to Denver, and it's late it's in November. It's a night game. It's likely going to be freezing temperatures. But I know I still have hope for the offense going into that game. I just think Denver's defense, you guys. Denver's defense. It's going to be a fun game to watch. Our offense going against their defense. But I think Denver wins that battle on the defensive side. With Sertan. Because they brought in another corner to pair up with that they drafted. They drafted. Where is the draft? Bro, you are so mean. You're giving me drafts for everybody else, but they can't. Yeah. Who did they draft? They drafted a corner that. Yeah, Jahdae Barron. There we go. You're pairing up Barron with Patrick Surtain. They're trying to create the no-fly zone again with the Broncos. They also brought in Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga from the Niners. They also brought in tight end Evan Ingram. And they brought in offensive line Matt Part. And they also are bringing back, or it doesn't matter, they're bringing back Jared Stidham. That doesn't really matter to me. And then let me see it does not bring up their draft. I can't see their draft. But yeah, like I said, I think Denver's going to win that one. We're going to fall to 6-3, I believe. 6-3. Leak I said, I don't cuss, but hold on, my mouse. I don't cuss, but Patrick Graham don't fuck it up season. Hey, baby. Yes. All right. Love you. Bye. Ben Bass said, don't forget they lost Worthy. Who lost Worthy? Chiefs? What happened with Xavier Worthy? What happened to Xavier Worthy? Six and three heading into donkey territory. Uh, I think we leave donkey 6-4 headed home to Dallas. What's the fourth loss? Huey. That's a loss. I got Chiefs and Broncos as a loss so far, and Washington. So Chiefs, Washington, Denver will be a loss. 6-3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6-3 going into Dallas, correct? Oh yeah, that's Rice. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. Rasheed, I know he's out, but dude, Worthy is he could take that next step. He had a really good rookie year, and when Rice wasn't in there, Worthy was the guy that Mahomes was going to, and freaking Travis Swift. You know, we need to figure a way to stop him. I say that because again, leaving the middle of the field open, you can't be doing that against the Chiefs, especially because Travis Swift loves going over the middle and just doing that, just sitting in the middle of the field. But yeah, Huey, I think we go 6-3, heading home to Dallas. Monday Night Football. Dallas. I'm not really too worried about Dallas, you guys. I'm not really too worried about Dallas. They brought in backup quarterback Joe Milton. They signed Paris Campbell, brought in Dante Fowler Jr., Hakeem Hadinji. Additionally, they also signed defensive back Michael. I'm done saying these names, bro. I can't. I can't, bro. I can't. I can't say these names. And also with the Michael Parsons issue, who knows if Michael Parsons even plays against Dallas? And Dak loves turning the football over. So I think the defense is going to actually play better later in the season. Again, like I said, you guys, they now have game time together, real live game time together, and they're gonna have more reps, they're gonna have more experience. So I expect the defense to gel more better late in the season as opposed to earlier in the season. I think this is a win. I think we're gonna go 7-3 um, going into the game against the Cleveland Browns. And Huey says Dak is hurt again. By then, Milton is playing, and if that's the case, 7-3. I think 7-3. Ben Bad, we put Adams on Kelsey, have him hit him at the line. I would love that, Ben. I would love to put Jamal on Kelsey. That would be a fun matchup to watch. Hey, Ben, I'm telling you right now, that week 7 game, I'm waking up Sunday morning waiting to see the Raiders putting belt to ass to the Chiefs. But I'm not expecting it. I have to see it to believe it. But yeah, 7-3 going into the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns can also be a win. They got Joe Flacco, or who knows? Really, who knows? Could Shador possibly be playing around that time? It is late in the year. Who knows where the Cleveland Browns are going to be at? Are they going to be staying with Joe Flacco, or are they going to put Shador Sanders in there? I think if they put in Shador, hey, they could give us a run for our money. That defense, they got Myles Garrett and they bought him Mason Graham. The defense can get after it. The defense can definitely get after it. I think that could still be a win. Does depend on what quarterback plays. I think Shador will probably give us more fits than Joe Flacco, but I think that could be a win. 8-3, and I said I'm like overhyping this record. I don't, because a part of me is like I don't want to say we're gonna win every game, but Cleveland's beatable. Chargers, I think they can beat the Chargers in SoFi. But honestly, if we're gonna beat the Chargers on Monday night, I think we're gonna lose then in SoFi. I just think we're going to split with the Chargers this upcoming season, you guys. So that's going to be 7-4, or 8-4 going into going against Denver. Denver is coming to Vegas, and you guys may hate me for saying this, but I think Denver is going to pick up the win. I think Denver is going to sweep the Raiders. Yes, hate me, throw tomatoes at me, boo me all you want. It's just Denver's defense is going to be a top 3 defense, you guys. Denver's defense is going to give us our offense some problems. I think the pass rush is going to be good. I think there's going to be windows that are not going to be there. It's going to be fun to see Chip Kelly, how he draws up how he game plans against Denver. It is going to be very, very interesting to watch. But I just think Denver's defense is that's a team, that's a defense that can win you football games. So I think Denver's going to take that. We're going to fall to 8-5 going into Philly, December 14th. It is a late. It's late in the season. Likely going to be cold. Defending Super Bowl champs. I think that's going to be a loss. Raiders are going to fall to 8-6, and then going on the road again against Houston. Houston is a playoff team with C.J. Stroud, but their offensive line is questionable. The Houston Texans offensive line is questionable. We will know come that week, you guys. Come when we play the Texans, what that offensive line is going to look like. But them trading away, they traded away Tunsil. They did bring in they did bolster their offensive line by signing Trent Brown and Cam Robinson. The defensive backfield, they did sign Ronald Darby. They also brought back Azeez Al-Shaair, who played magnificent with them last year. Kurt Henshaw, and then in the draft, they drafted Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Jalen Reed, Jalen Smith. Hella J's, bro. Damn. Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Jalen Reed, Jalen Smith, Graham Mertz, and Keontae Hamilton. And like I said, the Texans got C.J. Stroud, really good quarterback. They got Joe Mixon in the backfield. They also traded. They also brought. I think they brought in Christian Kirk also, and it's funny because I also read here that they signed Damon Arnett, which I don't think he's going to make a difference in the game, but I do have the Houston Texans taking the W there. I do think that they're going to take the W there. The Raiders are going to fall to 8-7 on the year. Yes, you guys, it is. People beat me up because the thing is, how can you have the Raiders start good and then they collapse? They collapse because it's not the Raiders. They're going against better teams. They're not ready to compete with teams like the Eagles. Denver's defense, I think people are overlooking or underlooking their defense. I think Denver is going to have a really, really good defense. And then Houston, we're in Houston, and Houston is a playoff team. I think C.J. Stroud is going to have a really good season. He's taken the Texans to the playoffs every single year. Hey, salute to you, Ben Bad. Hope the dinner is amazing for you. Mondo, salute to you. But yeah, I think Houston's gonna get the W. There's gonna make the Raiders fall to 8-7 on the year, and then they're gonna come back home against the Giants. They're going to beat the Giants. I think we can all agree. The Giants are kind of in that rebuild mode. So I believe the Raiders will get the win against the Giants. They'll be 9-7. And does that leave, you guys? Does that leave the Chiefs as a possible playoff entry game? What I mean by that, are the Chiefs going to sit their starters because they already locked up the division, but we still have something to play for? It depends if the Chiefs sit their starters or not. If the Chiefs sit the starters, yeah, we could win that game, and we could finish 10-7. But if the Chiefs play their starters, I think the Chiefs are going to win the game. It all depends what the Chiefs do that week. If they play the starters, the Raiders are going to lose. If they don't play the starters, then the Raiders are going to take the dub. So 10-7, 9-8, either or. It all depends on that final game with Kansas City. So how you guys like it? That is the prediction. that I have. I'm just gonna say the Raiders finish 9-8 or 10-7. And again, it depends on if the Chiefs play their starters or not. Oh yeah, hey, I got the dinner bell ringing for me too. That's why I'm kind of speeding through this, because I got the dinner bell ringing for me too. But thank you guys for popping in. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Horror fanatic, yes, but Bo Nix is overrated. He will fall off like CJ did. If he does horror, then yes, we will probably split with Denver. Like I said, that Thursday night game is a little bit tough. To beat them, is it possible? Yes, but it's a short week going into Denver. Gonna be cold. It's gonna be a tough game to beat them. Can we beat them in Vegas? That's definitely if Nix does fall off. If he has a sophomore slump, definitely I can see Raiders beating Denver and splitting with them. But it's just this defense horror. I can't get past Denver's defense. If, like I said, it's going to be very, very fun to watch what Chip Kelly dials up going against this defense. That defense is gonna be nasty for Denver. Oh, Huey, we all hungry, bro. We all hungry. I'm hungry. Chat is hungry. Don't worry, you guys. I'm about to get you guys out of here. We're about to wrap it up. We're about to bring it back in. But yeah, what do you guys think about my prediction? Raiders finished 9-8 or 10-7. Yes, the Raiders started the season off 6-2, and yes, you can call it a collapse if you want, but they just are playing better teams. They are playing better teams. They got Denver twice. They got the Chargers. They got the Eagles, Houston, and then they finish off with the Chiefs. That is a tough second half of football to continue your momentum. Now, will 6-2 make a difference? Like for confidence for the team? Of course. But look at the two losses that I predicted: Kansas City and Washington. Those are two playoff teams. Your wins are coming against New England. The Chargers early on. Chargers had a flight from Brazil, and then now they got a flight to Vegas. You're going against the Chicago Bears, Indianapolis Colts, Tennessee Titans. Those are teams that are not necessarily I'm looking at like, oh, take the Raiders seriously. They beat these teams. Like, no, these teams are teams that could probably be picking in the top 15 next season. So if they beat Washington or they beat the Chiefs the first time, dude, maybe, hey, that can be a confidence booster going into the second half of the schedule. But that second half of the schedule, you guys, is brutal. It is very, very brutal. So I think the Raiders, they can finish 10-7 or 9-8. What do you guys think? We'll end it here, you guys. Raiders finish 9-8 or 10-7. Do you guys agree with the prediction? Do you guys have a different prediction? Do you guys like how I went about the prediction that we started 6-2 and then you can call it, like I said, you can call it a collapse, but I don't view it as a collapse. I just view it as better teams are beating us, and we're not ready yet. Not saying we can't be ready. We're just not there yet. We're not there yet. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate it with the great, just love, man. Appreciate it, you guys. I appreciate it. Shout out to CGR for modding the chat for me. Huey says 10-7's playoff implications. It is. And beating those AFC games are going to matter, you guys. Come down the line if we are trying to reach the playoffs. You know, going against teams like the Patriots, the Chargers, it's going to start with our division, Huey. Those division matchups against Denver, against the Chargers, against the Chiefs, we got to figure out how to at least split with Denver and Kansas City. We got to figure out how to split with Kansas City and Denver, because I think that would do phenomenal down the line. If we could split with Denver and Kansas City, that would be very, very phenomenal for us. Horace says, hopefully we get Trey and finish 10-7 or 11-6. He could be a difference maker for sure. Yes, if we do get Trey Hendrickson, definitely my prediction is going to be more up, likely 11-6. Maybe 12-5 will be the ceiling. But getting Trey definitely will be a difference maker. Huey P, hoping for 12-5. My ceiling is 10-7. My floor is 8-9. Maybe 7-10. Maybe 7-10. Mondo said we should go over the Celtics schedule too. Hell no, bro. 82 games. Shit, Mondo. I just want them to make the playoffs. I don't know if it's gonna happen, Mondo, but with Jason Tatum, suffering the Achilles injury during the playoffs last season and possibly having him out, or not possibly, but having him out for a majority of this season, definitely gonna hurt the Celtics. Definitely gonna hurt the Celtics. Huey P, that's why I said 4-2, losing Denver, losing KC, and sweep the Donkeys. I think you meant sweep the Chokers. I think that's what you mean, Huey. But no, definitely going 4-2 in in the division definitely is going to help our playoff implications. If we're pushed, if my predictions going the way it's going, if you do take those losses away from Kansas City and Denver, you finish with the 12-5 record, possibly. 12-5 record, 11-6 record, but either way, that's AFC. That's AFC teams. That's AFC teams. Hey, Matt Belgia, I hope so, bro. I hope so. I cannot wait to see what Chip. Come week 1, I want to see what this offense looks like, but specifically against our division. I'm tired of us being the bitches of the AFC West. Getting, where it seems like Denver and the Chargers are on that incline competing with Kansas City. Meanwhile, we're down. But hey, I hope so. I hope so, Matt. I hope so. Horace says, I just hope all our key players stay healthy. That would help. Definitely. Yes, definitely. Yes, Mondo. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of being the bitches of the AFC West, man. It's time we compete for the AFC West crown. Is that wrong of me for wanting that? That's the thing. Yes, I predicted us being swept by the Chiefs and us possibly being swept by Denver. But it's because I want to see. But it doesn't mean, come Sunday, I'm not going to watch the game because I predicted we're going to lose against Denver. Like, no, come Sunday, put belt to ass on our division. I'm tired. I'm not competing for the divisional title. It starts with the division. Put belt to ass on our division. Week 2, belt to ass on the Chargers. I'm not saying we're going to blow them out because it's a divisional game. Division games they're tight, but those are games we need to pull out, man. We need to pull out. We need to pull out a dub. Matt, 10-7 with Chip. Hopefully, Huey, you must have forgot Donkeys they didn't beat us for. Oh, I remember that. Hey, Huey, I hope we can get back to that. I'm telling you that right now. I hope we can get back to that. But I can't lie and say that Denver didn't get better. Denver got better than what they were in years past. And even the times where we were owning them, they got better. They're not a cakewalk no more. They're trying to recreate the defense that won them a championship 10 years ago. And if Knicks takes that next step, bro, watch out for Denver. It's gonna be fun, Huey. It's gonna be fun, you guys. Like, I'm interested to see our divisional games. Even shit, bro. I might watch Chargers and the Chiefs go at it just because the AFC West is a tough division, but it is going to be some fun football. If you're a football fan, the AFC West is going to be some fun football to watch. With the Chiefs and the Chargers going at it, Denver and Raiders going at, like, just watching the AFC West competing against each other is going to be some fun football to watch. Whatever we end up going, we will be better, and we could be one draft year from being legit. Horror, you're not wrong. That's where I'm at. A lot of people don't like this prediction, Horror, but I'm like, hey, it's better than 4-13. It's better than what we were last year. And I think the same thing, Horror. I think we finished 9-8 or 10-7, bro. That gives me the confidence. That shows me, dude, one more draft, one more solid draft, one more solid offseason period from Spytech and company. The Raiders can really make some noise next season. I know I'm not trying to talk about next season. I'm just saying if we have a solid 2025 season, it may just take one more draft. Huey says, yeah, this season's going to be a roller coaster one, that's for sure. Yep, Huey, it is. And I'm hoping for the good, bro. I'm hoping for the good. Not a roller coaster of emotions where we're coming on here depressed as shit on Mondays. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys have been rocking with me for damn near 2 hours, you guys. I know it is dinner time for most of you guys. It's dinner time for me. I don't want to keep you guys too long anymore. But yeah, 9-8 or 10-7, all depends on that last game against Kansas City. How's it going to turn out? Is Kansas City going to play their starters? If they don't, I see the Raiders winning. If they do play the starters, then I see Kansas City winning, which is why 9-8 if Kansas City plays the starters, 10-7 if they don't. But yeah, you guys, let's get ready for the season. What is coming up, you guys? We have 2 shows on Friday. Friday morning, we have a show breaking down. If there's any fantasy draft people out there that's in fantasy leagues, I am breaking down the Raiders players. On if you're thinking about drafting some Raiders players, I'm gonna give you some insight on them and give you my opinion fantasy wise from them. And I'm also going to be doing my personal draft. I'm going to be setting up the draft order for my league. I'm a commissioner for my own fantasy league, and my players are locked. My team or my league is locked in with our 10 teams. We are going to be a draft order reveal during the show. That's probably going to close out the show. And what's funny is the players in my league, they have to come to the live if they want to know what draft position they're getting. And also, hindsight, a lot of them are Niners fans. So if you guys want to come talk your shit against a couple of players in my league, they're Niner fans. So get ready to talk that shit. And then later in the day, you guys, we are going to preview the Cardinals and the Raiders preseason game, which is going to be this Saturday. So we're going to have 2 shows Friday, you guys. So on the way out, if you guys are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It does not cost you anything. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and also hit that bell, you guys, so you guys are not missing anything. We got 2 shows Friday. We also may have another show on Saturday where I'm actually going to a draft party. I'm going to a fantasy draft party. I'm going to be talking to the league commissioner. I'm going to be talking to the different managers and basically getting their insight. We'll be watching maybe half of their draft. Fantasy drafts are really long, you guys. I don't want to keep you guys on for hours. So we may do like an hour, maybe an hour and a half show on Saturday. But definitely, you guys, we got a lot of things coming up. So definitely hit the bell, hit the like button on the way out, and hit the subscribe button on the way out. Get this channel out to more Raider fans like yourself. If you guys love what I am doing over here at Raiders Primos, please think about sharing this with your friends, sharing this with your family, anyone who loves talking football, loves talking Raider football. I accept all the fans. Niner fans, I'll talk my shit to them. I'll talk my shit to Niner fans, Donkey fans, Chiefs fans, Choker fans. I'll talk my shit, but they welcome in here. All fans are welcome in here as long as they keep it respectful in the chat. Every fan is welcome in here. So yes, please think about sharing this around, you guys. We are at, I think, we're pushing 550 subscribers, you guys. Let's see if we can run the numbers up to 600. Can we get up to 600 by mid-season? I think we can. The channel's growing. We're pushing out as much content as we can. Any Raiders news, we're going to report on it. Anything that happens, even if we don't got, we're going to come on live and we'll just talk football. We'll just talk football like we did today. We just came on here, we talk football. So thank you guys for joining in. Like I said, going on 2 hours. Don't want to keep you guys any longer. Thank you guys so much. Like, real. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Love y'all. See y'all Friday. Hit that bell so you're not late. Peace.